What is up, guys? So I have a new video here for you today, and it's going to be about how you really know you're transgender and what you can do to take steps to be proactive about transition, whether if it's the right step for you to take or not. For me, I really struggled with accepting myself as being trans, as many of you guys know, and I've been pretty open about it on this channel. I did have doubts for the longest time, like before transitioning and even well into transitioning, if I was trans or not. You know, I couldn't tell you with 100% certainty that I was going to live my entire life, the rest of my life, as a girl. And I really didn't know, and that uncertainty really scared me. And I've also mentored a lot of trans people, and I think along with coming out, accepting yourself as trans and knowing that you're actually trans is one of the most difficult things about transition. And I know so many people that hold back on transition because they might not think that they're actually trans, or they're not trans enough, you know. And I think it's really important to be proactive, and I don't want to tell you in this video whether if you're trans or not, you know. I think that takes a lot of self-digging and looking really deep inside yourself. But I do want to give you guys tools that I think can help you be proactive in discovering if you're trans or not, and just some things that I have learned over the years. So if you guys are interested in this video, please continue watching. I really do think it's going to be beneficial for you guys. Alright, so one of my biggest struggles was before I came out, and you know, just kind of a recap of my channel. I made this video a long time ago, or made this channel a long time ago, and I had a video on this a really long time ago, like 4 years ago. But basically, I struggled with just knowing if I was trans or not, and was transition really the right idea for me? And I always put a percentage on it, you know, like when I was younger, I'd say, well, there's a 50% chance of me being a girl. And as I got older and dysphoria started to be stronger and stronger, and really start wearing me down, that percentage kept getting higher and higher until eventually I got to the point where that percentage was so high. I was like, you know, I don't know if I'm trans, but I really need to give it a real shot, and I really need to give this life a shot. And because I am sick of this, and I'm not happy, and I'm really depressed. But even when I first started transition, I didn't know if it was right for me, and I didn't know if I was actually trans. And one of the scariest things was before I even transitioned, when I came out. When I came out, that secret, or before I came out, that secret was mine. No one knew about me. I had a little bit of an online presence, but you know, I was very scared. And when I came out to the first person I came out to, I never really had that sigh of relief everyone talks about. I was kind of like, oh shit, this is no longer my secret. It's out to the world, and the world knows about me. And that really left me uneasy, and I was not happy. And people always talk about coming out. Oh, you just feel so good. I did not, and I was not happy. And it made being trans so real, and that frightened me so much. And then I mentioned I transitioned, and when I first transitioned, I was very uncomfortable, and I didn't pass very well, as most trans people don't pass. And not saying passing is what everyone needs to strive for, because I can guarantee you the person who passes the best in this world still may not find happiness, and passing does not equal happiness. I can guarantee you that. But I did not pass well, and at the time I thought passing was the key to being happy, and it's really not. And I was living part-time as a boy and part-time as a girl, and I still wasn't sure. When I started hormones, I was on hormones for about 4 weeks, and I just couldn't handle it, because I was like, you know what, maybe transition's not for me. So I quit hormones 4 weeks into hormones, and I didn't go on them again for like another month or two, until I really got some help and I settled down and I talked to my therapist about it. Fast forward another 4 years, you know, all the way up until my surgery last year. I really didn't know surgery was right for me. And I was so terrified of having my surgery because I didn't really truly know if I was going to live as a girl for the rest of my life or not. And I couldn't give you 100% certainty, and I've made videos about this, and I could not give 100% certainty that I was going to be happy being a girl the rest of my life. And I was just so scared. Yeah, the percentage was pretty high that I wanted to be a girl the rest of my life, but I didn't really know. And that's what really freaked me out about surgery and going in and having my surgery, was because, you know, up until that point, when I was on hormones and everything was reversible. You know, I didn't really develop that big of breasts, and my skin got softer, but really, if I wanted to, I had my testes and everything, and I went off hormones to try to save sperm, as I mentioned, and I had all these crazy effects happen to me, and I knew if I really wanted to go back and live a normal cis male life, I could definitely do that. And so post SRS though, something kind of crazy has happened, and I have had no doubt in my mind since I've had SRS that I'm going to be a girl the rest of my life, and I'm happy with that. And I try to think of my life living as a boy again, and living in that social structure, and having that body and everything like that, and it genuinely freaks me out. And so I can say through hard work and therapy and talking those points out with other people and getting those ideas out to the world, like I was so afraid of doing, or I was so afraid of when I first came out, talking those things out really did help me out. And I can honestly say, like, I still can't say I'm 100% sure I'm going to be happy being a girl, because I can never say I'm 100% about anything. That's just who I am. But I can tell you with 99% confidence, yes, I'm going to be happy living as a girl for the rest of my life. And I think so many people crave that confidence that I have, that I'm going to be, that they're going to be who they want to be one day. And it doesn't come easy, and I can guarantee you it doesn't come just hanging around on a computer and researching terms all day and just texting people. I think it comes from something deeper than that. And I want to discuss that and kind of give out the tools that I think you guys should use if you think you should transition or not. So one thing that I've noticed with the people that I've helped mentor transition is even though they may despise being the gender they are, it is something that is known to them. And even though they really desire to be a woman or a man, it's unknown territory. And not only is it unknown for them, but it's unknown for the people around them, and that causes them to be very uneasy. And one thing that I've learned living in life is, when you're comfortable, you don't really progress as the person you should be. You have to take risks, and you have to be uncomfortable. And that's the biggest thing I think that most trans people need to do, that if they think they need to be transition or something that needs to make them happier, instead of just sitting and just dwelling on it and thinking about it, you need to go out and really take action and be comfortable being uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable is so important, and especially in transition, because I think when you get uncomfortable, that's the only way you really know if transition is right for you or not. And I know that's hard to ask many people, and I know so many people are going to be sitting there and saying, that's great advice, but I just can't do it. And you know, I wish I had $1 for every time I said that to myself. I just can't do it because of this. I just can't do it because of that. And your mind starts playing tricks on you. And when you start thinking like that, it's just, your mind gets in these habits, and it's constantly negative thinking, and it leads into depression, and it constantly leads into, I can't do this, I can't do that because of this, because of that. And the reality is, that's not the truth. You need to learn how to step back and really look at the world in a new perspective. I sit and I mentor these people, and I just see their mind racing over and over and coming up with these ideas of things that might happen to them. But it's all it is, ideas of things that might happen to them. And these things are of low probability. They're probably not going to really happen to you. And what's really probably going to happen to you is if you go out and test it, you're going to be a lot happier. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, you're still going to be a much better person because of it. And I truly do believe that. You're going to have more of an open mind. You're going to have more appreciation for people that are different from you. And it's not just going to make you a better person, but it's going to make the world a better place. And so I really urge you that if you are questioning your gender, go out there and express what you want to feel. And, you know, people are always so worried about other people's opinions. Most people that I've learned in my experience, and I've heard from other people, they're not focused on you. They could actually give two shits about what you are, who you look like, because they're more focused about what themselves look like. And I really do think that we just get this caught up in this idea that what are people going to think of me? And we just need to stop. And you need to say, no, what do I think of me? Am I happy living the way I am? Or do I need to change something to live my true, authentic, happy life? And I think that's the number one key, is caring what other people think of you and just really living within yourself and being happy with who you are. And if you're not happy in the moment, working to make yourself to be that person who you really aspire to be. So, a couple things that you need to do is, if you're struggling with your gender and you constantly want to be a different gender other than what your current gender is, if you're struggling from body dysphoria or social dysphoria, for me, I went through phases. If you're going through phases of wanting to be a woman or wanting to be a man, but then you go back into I'm fine being a man or fine being a woman, and those phases just keep on reoccurring, and then sometimes they get stronger and stronger, and you have more of a desire to be the gender that you wish yourself to be more and more frequently, or even if you're just comfortable with who you are, but something isn't right, or you're just hesitant because of some reason that you can't control. I think one thing you guys really need to do is just take steps to try out living as the gender you desire to be. And some easy steps to be is honestly find a support group. So many people are so terrified to step into a support group for the first time. And to be honest, I was petrified and I was so scared and I was just uneducated. But those people are the best people you can surround yourself with, and they are going to outpour so much love and support and really help you, because you know what? Every single person in that room has gone through what you've gone through, and they know how hard it is, and they know the difficulties of transitioning. And so I really do think going to a support group and finding people who have had similar life experiences are going to help so much. I remember my first support group, and one thing that I found amazing was most of the people in my trans support group were athletes when they were younger. And not only did I identify with them being trans, but I could identify with being trans and an athlete and being in a locker room and being that stereotypical masculine male, you know. And you find these similarities where you think you're so alone, but you're truly not. You have shared experiences with other people, and it's just so comforting to know that there's other people out there that are like you, and that can be found at support groups. Another step is to go out and find a therapist and really talk about these issues, and it is so important to go to therapy, because it really does help you uncover these things that you've been repressing for so long, and it really helps you find your true compass and be able to navigate where you really want to go in your life. Another step would be try living as the gender as you desire. If you aspire to be a female, really go out there, and who cares what other people think? Go out there and be yourself and dress and enjoy and just go out there and be yourself, because it is honestly just so freeing. The last step, and I think this is something that's very important, and I know it's difficult for a lot of people to come by, but find a mentor. Find a trans mentor, someone you identify with, someone you click with, and someone who can show you the ropes. Transition's not easy, and you're not going to do it right. I can guarantee you that, and especially at the beginning, and it's a lot of trial and errors, and you're going to have a lot of errors when it comes to transition, but don't get discouraged, and it does help to have someone there. And I don't mean someone there like it's nice to have someone there and teach you how to do makeup or teach you how to dress your age and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, that stuff doesn't matter. It's having a mentor to have you there and talk to them about what's going on in your life and what's difficult about transition and how did you cope with these things. Because at the end of the day, so many people that transition, at least male to female, are so focused on the material side. I think they lose focus on why they actually transition in the first place. And it's so important, and to have a buddy to walk through this journey with you is so incredibly important. And I think it will help you out more than anything in this world, is just to have that support system there to help you through it. Because at the end of the day, we can't do anything alone. As much as we like to think that we're individual and independent, we're truly not, and we truly need to depend on other people around us. And when we depend on other people around us and they depend on us, that is when we find ourselves at our most happy, at our true happiness. And I think it's so important to have those people in your life, and making sure that you guys are holding each other accountable to be your most authentic self, and that might be being uncomfortable. Alright guys, so I know that was a wicked long video. Usually my videos aren't that long. I wish this wasn't that long. I thought it was only going to be like 8 minutes, but it's a lot longer. So sorry about that. But if you guys have any questions about being on the fence of is transition right or not for me, definitely let me know in the comments below. I will try to respond to them. If not, I know a lot of you guys have been doing a great job at responding when I don't respond, if someone needs help or something like that. So I thank you guys greatly. But really, by you responding in the comments or being public, it just gets your voice out there, and it truly does help when the community just comes together and help each other out. So other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.